Hi.
Greetings and welcome to whatever the heck we're gonna call this one. I think it's 30, but it's a laptop episode because my desktop monitors won't turn on, and I feel like I can't figure out why I want to troubleshoot that. So I'm gonna do it on the laptop because technical.
That's right. Sometimes you just got to give up and use the other thing.
Exactly. So how's it been? I hope the audio, for the audio connoisseurs here, I'm hoping that this is not terrible, but we'll let you decide.
It sounds like it's pretty doable, at least from my end. I a little bit of background noise, but I'd imagine it's not the.
I mean, I'm not running the 3D printers, which you can see one over there. See, this is a totally different angle. People are like, "What is behind the curtains?" And it's like you can see the wall there, the Millennium Falcon hanging up there. I got some old models, a bunch of boxes, and.
How much did that 3D printer cost you? That thing's crazy.
Which one? There are two in this. There's that one.
That one.
This is called a Voron. So the Voron is you have to hand build them. At least that's the way it was 2 years ago. It kind of is the same thing, but the long and short is the parts for that printer probably are in the 1,500 to 2,000 range for that one.
Sounds about right.
That is a 350 by 350 by 350. So it is a fairly large unit. And then the other one's just a bamboo printer, which that's the one that does the multicolor stuff. But I've been having more fun with the bamboo than I have that one. It's really funny, right? Like I spent all this effort and energy to get that to work, and then the bamboo has been just leaps and bounds better than.
Nice.
Don't know why. Just happens to be the thing, and I'm not mad for it. But yeah. So
there we go.
How have things been with you? I mean, we are at the brand new of the new year. We're past the 2024s. We're in the 2025s now. We're in the future.
We sure are.
We're closer to cyberpunk.
Things have been good, man. I mean, I got in with I think the pod just released today for Fresh and Buds. I was just on there hanging out with them.
Nice.
And that was cool. What else did I do? I made like a ton of content over the New Year's Day. Kind of did some work around the house. I'm just excited for more Flesh and Blood goodies for 2025. I mean, it's going to be 2024 was a banger year for Fab. I think 2025 is going to be just the same. So I'm very excited to see what's on the horizon and do more fun things with Commoner and with Clash and just kind of play around with a bunch of formats and enjoy the game for what it is.
I can be fancy. Can I plug a light in? Does it help? Doesn't really help. There's this one that's over here too. This is the behind the scenes. So now I can blind the users. I can have it behind me. Be like, haha! It's like the Obi-Wan Kenobi. Force lightning.
It's like
it's horrible. Oh gosh, man, I have been attempting my best to sort cards, and it has been a failing endeavor, is maybe the best way to word it. Like, I spent, I mean, I'm staring right next to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There are 18 boxes on a single shelf that are the 1,000 count boxes, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those that are full of Majestics that I'm trying to, like, sort.
8 of them? You have 8,000 Majestics in there?
In this one, yeah. So, like, here's an example of one. Ow. This is, I called it HE for high end, and this was Uprising, Dynasty, Outsiders, DTT, and Evo. So, like, this is one set, one set, one set, one set, one set.
Wow.
And I was attempting to try to, like, okay, let's get the inventory refigured out before I, like, actually relist things online, because my inventory got all sorts of screwed up, and I took it all down so that I can do a count, because that's the worst thing you can do on a TCG player account is sell something you don't own, or basically piss off the people that, are trying to buy something and say, oh, I can get that to you, and then you don't. It's not good.
Yeah, I think it comes down to everybody I've ever went back when I was selling a bunch in TCG Player. That was my big thing. Is I'd be pretty anal about my inventory, but like I knew that if I for some reason thought I had the card and then traded it to somebody and like didn't have it anymore, I've never run into a situation where they've been like, oh, dang, well, like you're a piece of garbage for ever doing that. So
Well, it's oddly it's the Pokemon people that I have found to be the most obnoxious. Love them or
that's
hate
why I
them,
don't deal with Pokemon.
But I'll tell you, all the Pokemon cards that we were trying to list, right? There's, I mean, it has a little scratch or a ding, which most Flesh and Blood players, I mean, I get you're supposed to follow the nomenclatures and do it exactly right, and I get it, you should, but man, it's real hard when you're looking at a card and you're like, what is this? Is this like, I guess I just don't care. Like if the card works in a sleeve, to me, that's good, but that's not near mint to people. And I only recently discovered this when I got a high-end card. I bought a single, it was an Arcanite Fortress, actually. Specifically was an Arcanite Fortress. It was an extended art because I really wanted a copy of that card for my collection. And yeah, here it is. And the problem with, I lied. I'm sorry. It's a Trench of Sunken Treasure. So that was the card. And when I got it, I asked some folks in the Discord because I was really confused. It may not show through, but the front of the card looks
probably not going to show.
Pretty good.
Let me see.
But on the back here, do you see there's this, like, that ding that's in the card right there?
Oh, yeah, no, I see it there. Uh-huh.
So does that count as near mint? Because I bought a near mint copy, and
yes, it does.
And what's funny is, obviously, the grading quality-wise, right? It's not going to grade a crazy thing, but it is one of my more favorite pieces of artwork. So, like, I'm excited to have that card. Like, I was just like, hoorah! Glad I got it. But now I'm like, oh man, I really kind of wish I'd have got one that wasn't all messed up, because, not that I want to grade everything in the world, but Rudy keeps having these grading promo things, and I feel like I did it with some of the earlier cards I have. I mean, some of my older stuff, let's see here, is...
I mean, there's also no reason to not grade it. I mean, like, even if you're having, like, a little, even if it's got a little ding on it, it's not the end of the world if you just want it to be in a slab.
Yeah. Well, and I want to try their player slabs. Like, I'm only used to that size of slab or whatever.
Right.
Now there's the player slabs and some other stuff. I really just want to see them to review them to understand what they're kind of doing, because I feel like that's it's a part of the ecosystem, right? I mean, I've seen photos of them, but that's different than getting it in your hand and physically playing with it and seeing what it is. So
absolutely, yeah. I think it's I think as far as that's always my worry with TCG Player, because while it's incredibly nice to have that open source to just be like, cool, I'll list my cards, I don't have to worry about like a license or whatever, like I list my stuff, I can sell my stuff, bing bang boom, done. The concept of what is near mint has degraded so much on TCG Player, and it's because like mint most people will consider right out of the box.
Well,
right?
That's the thing, right? If we open a random pack of cards, even a Pokemon product, it's not going to be near mint. Like, that's just not the way it works. Now,
why wouldn't it be near mint?
Well, because it could have a ding on it. It's the joke that the rippers always say, my pack fresh card is going to grade a PSA 10. Well, that's not really true.
No, but that's the thing, is like a pack fresh card grading at a PSA 10, it's looking for the corners and the centering and everything. Like, that's far too different to consider a 10. But a pack fresh, if it's pack fresh right into a sleeve, into another sleeve, and then
it'll be pretty good.
It's near mint. Yeah. And even the one that you got, that Trench, is near mint according to TCG Player standards, because you can have, like, I think up to, like, 3 small dings like that on a card and have it still be near mint. Now, most people get upset about that, and that's why a lot of people have just listed all of their stuff as lightly played, but priced them at near mint prices.
And I think that's what I'm going to have to start doing, because, and I don't have it readily available, but I have a couple of cards that when I was sorting, I found that they had they fell to the ground. They went across the ground, so they had scratches on the front. But like the rest of the card is fine, but that's a scratched, I mean, I guess nobody cares about some of these. Nobody cares about any of these cards anymore, right? Nope, nobody cares about these. None of these are important for anybody, right? These
I
are
care.
all.
I'm still hoping to pick a bunch of them up.
Well, if you need some, just let me know. I'll get you the play sets. I mean, I was trying to pull the banned cards and stick them in another area so that I just could track them to see how many. Honestly, I was just curious how many I had of some of them. But I have a crap ton of cash-ins. I even have some foils, which is kind of funny. I didn't realize I even had those, so that was exciting. But enough about all that junk. Why is oh my gosh? So apparently, oh dear Lord.
Something's loud.
Can I turn off all notifications for Mozilla? I found out a way to make it stop. Great, fantastic.
Yay.
See, this is the problem. When you get one device set up, I also have noticed that, oh my God, somebody's sending me 40 messages on Facebook back to back to back. That's why my thing's going insane right now.
I see.
I need to mute is my phone muted? Oh, I have it on vibrate over there. Yeah. I know this is off the rails, but I wanted to. It's not as much that I love to say I wanted to do more of the podcasting. I actually really just wanted to really jam a game because I've been kind of jonesing to really get into kind of one of my New Year's resolutions to myself was I wanted to explore the game of Flesh and Blood further in the classes I want to learn better, but I also want to learn different matchups with different heroes and hero class archetypes so that I can intelligently speak enough about them to be able to carry on a conversation versus basically today I'm really just a dum-dum when I don't know Runeblade. I really don't know Guardian very well. I'm not really skilled at Assassin, even though that's the whole next set, right? So there's a lot of these classes that while I have honed in on my little lane of the awesome, fantastic universe of the mechanologist world, I also think I need to branch out and explore some of these other options that are kind of coming around. Now, I did start sorting out some cards for a Assassin deck, which is not going to be commoner, but I found Concealed Blade, was one of them. Persuasive. I found a bunch of my. Look at this! I bought that for $6, baby. Yeah.
Yo, that's nice.
I love leaving, and this is the hilarious thing. I love leaving when I go to an LGS and I buy the card, the price I got it at and the date, because that was only 8 of 23. So a year ago it was a $6 card. Now I think it's a $15 card if I remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, and I will go on record on saying this: if you are an LGS and you were going and sticker pricing your Flesh and Blood cards, any of your TCG cards, you're doing yourself a disservice, and you will lose money.
I have got one of these was a 50-cent card, and then it shot up to $15, and I was like, okay, cool. Yep. But again, it's more of that's a funny quirk of just I don't know if it's this game, but man, I will take a tangent and say that I'm a little concerned for the overall TCG ecosystem and market, and I say that not to focus on Flesh and Blood, not to focus on Pokemon, but everything is stonks to the moon. And what scares me is the brand new Pokemon set. This isn't the brand new one. This is just an older one. But the brand new set, which is supposed to have an MSRP of an Elite Trainer box, which is their bundle. Do you know about what an Elite Trainer box is? Have you seen one of those? Yep. Okay. So that typically is about a $60 thing you get at Target or whatever. Well, everywhere I'm seeing that pre-sold these things, even at $60, $70, $80, $90, are having to cancel orders because the print is just so bad. No one can get a hold of it, and even other folks like Rudy and other various creators that are in the finance world are saying, if you can get it for under $120 or $110, pick it up. And I'm not picking on them because I understand what they're saying. I get that the slim pickings are slim pickings, and the people that have the online stores or even stores that are not necessarily, hey, I want to buy Pokemon, but I'm more of a Yu-Gi-Oh store, but hey, I know Pokemon is just handing out free money because that's really what's happening. I hate to say that. It's an honest to God truth at this point. If you have it, someone will buy it. And that is the most ridiculous thing. And I don't know how that's going to continue to work going forward, right? I'm going to look at Flesh and Blood. Most of our boxes from sets 1 through probably 2.0 beginning, even the Uprising and kind of Dynasty, they're all at like MSRP or a little below. There's one or two exceptions. You know, you have Arcane Rising's a little bit higher and some other stuff. But like, they're manageable. They're not like coming out the gate in 3 weeks or a month before release. I mean, Jarl did that slightly where his deck went kind of insane, right? And then he kind of calmed back down. But that was a one-off and not the norm. The norm in Pokemon seems to be everything is that much more expensive, and I don't know how that's going to work long term. 2025, you know, does that mean if people just go and buy a product and, you know, presumably stick it on a shelf for a year, they double their money? Because I don't see how that's going to keep working. Even LGSs, I don't think could function in that ecosystem. I don't know how that would keep going.
No, I think so. The whole reason I feel this way about Pokemon, and strictly because back when I started getting pretty hype into wanting to learn about the markets and everything, into investing in TCGs and stuff like that, I looked at things like Magic in most cases, but this was during the time in which COVID was happening, and the Vivid Voltage boom.
Vivid Voltage, baby.
Game. Vivid Voltage, Shining Fates.
I have a lot of Shining Fates, actually. That was one of the bigger sets.
You want to know why? You want to know why you have a lot of Shining Fates? Because they reprinted it, and they brought more into the market, which is exactly what they did. And they'll do that with this next set, and they'll do that with any of the other sets, because this is literally a retelling of what happened 5 years ago. Shining Fates is out. Everybody decided to go, wait a minute, Shining Fates is kind of gas, and it doesn't seem like there was a lot printed because of the pandemic. So, lo and behold, you get a lot of people who are just like, this is going to be the least printed set in Pokemon history. You get everybody to go out to Target and Walmart and pick up all these things for MSRP. You've got people picking them up at their LGSs for like 4 times the cost of what they would normally be for an ETB, and then boom, they go, hey, Shining Fates, that was cool, but now we don't, we'll get it redone. Yeah, see, there you go.
This is actually older. This is Hidden Fates. This is one of each of the Pokeballs.
Oh, you were telling me about this one, yeah.
And I bought these for $40 at Target a piece. Now, these are huge. I'd never try to ship these or whatever. But if you look on TCG Player, these things are like $300 or $400, anywhere from $200 to $400, depending on who you talk to. And it's like it's unbelievable. It's like all that is it's just packs, and it's the Pokeball is pretty freaking cool. I'm not gonna lie. The Pokeball is beyond sweet because it's an actual, like, you put cards in it. It's like a deck box kind of a thing. So there's like this premium thing with it. But we bought that, and we forgot that we bought it. And then when we went to go look, I said, hey, let's open that. I said, hey, before we open it, let's look at the price. And I said, hun, you're not going to believe how much this thing is. She's like, what? $100? I said, no, keep going up. And she's like, 120? I said, try double. 200? At the time, it was like 250, 300. I'm like, do you really want to open that, or do you just want to wait? Because the thing is, right, you can always wait. You cannot unopen something. And I guess I'm going to show you something, because this has been a little hidden gem we've had for a real long time. And no, I'm not trying to brag here. Please
He's
don't.
Bragging. He's bragging. See it on the. He's bragging hard.
How much do you think I paid for that card?
Was that a PSA 8?
This is a PSA 9 Charizard.
It's got like an old. How much do you think you paid for that?
Yeah.
Is it shadowless? I can't tell.
No, it's just a regular. It's a regular. Number 4 base set Pokemon, non-shadowless, just regular Charizard.
How much do I think you paid for that? Maybe like $150.
I believe it was probably 200. Maybe somewhere in that, but might have been. It was. I was thinking it's between 200 and 300. 300 was the high on this, I think, but that was pre-COVID. Apparently, and again, this is why the market is weird, right? This is now worth over $1,000 supposedly in some ballpark world of something. People are saying,
What?
and yeah, go. You can go take a gander because I didn't effing believe it. I could not understand. I'm like, how did this? It's a Charizard. I get it. It's cool, but like, how did it go from that to where it is today? And I'm not really good at looking up
Is that
graded.
from base set 2 or base set?
Base, the original, BASE, base. Base set.
I see. Yeah, well, I mean, and that's the weird part too. Is I think it's just because like as other versions of the cards tend to drain from the market, you probably expected something like that to happen. But if we look at a near mint copy of it on TCG Player, near mint copy raw is $750 on TCG Player. So,
wait, so near mint raw is that much? So my great. Okay, so
yeah, somebody's selling a base set 6 for $590, and then immediately after that, raw is $750, and then immediately after that, the next near mint is $1,000.
Okay, so
I would imagine if that is authentic in that situation, damn, that looks sick.
How much did I pay for those?
I'd say 99 cents. Let's go, dude. KB Toys.
Childhood stuff. It's unbelievable. It's like, how is this worth this? And
well, you see, and I think that's something that a lot of people need to understand when they come into the market of TCGs, because it's the same as video games, right? In which some video games will get like graded and like put in a case and whatever.
Final Fantasy, I think, isn't there like two versions, like a black label and a green label, and the one is more collectible or something? I remember looking into that.
And they do that with tons of stuff, and it's like people imagine like, oh, this is the most collectible thing ever, but like there's quite literally just a group of individuals who take a look at your card and say, this card is a 9.5, and
they're probably really good. I mean, they might be really good at doing that. I've seen some people say this will get a blah, and then it gets it, and it's like, do they really know how to grade it, or like, I don't know.
Right. I've also seen people resubmit their gradings and get a better and or worse grade the next time they get it back, and I'm just that is strange.
That's what I don't get. Right? I've heard it's called cracking a slab, I guess, but like at the same time, one, you risk breaking the card, and then two, it's like, shouldn't the whole point be that they put that thing in something that literally you can't break? Because once you grade it, it should be perma sealed, because then you start gaming the system. But like this isn't graded, but like this is from my childhood. This is I think the promo cards that came out of some of the stuff, right? But like I think there's all the Pokemon movie. These are all from the movie. But like they aren't slab, but they're in this like little container thing. But that's like, it's a cute thing to put on a wall, right? Like it's
right.
You know, I have way more Pokemon stuff than I do Flesh and Blood, and it's not, you know, saying by any means that I don't enjoy Flesh and Blood, but it just, as a kid growing up, I mean, I grew up with Pokemon everywhere. So just as a hoarder and a pack rat, I happen to have things. It's like, you know, this is another really ridiculous thing. And one of these days I want to get this framed, right? You ever seen one of these?
Oh, no.
This is the pack wrapping with the flow wrap, but this is an uncut. This is an uncut version of the base set.
That's pretty cool.
I would love to get something like this for Flesh and Blood, because I think these are really cool display pieces, but like, I don't know if they exist for Flesh and Blood, right? Their quality control is really big. Like in one of my misprint binders way up there, I'm not even going to deal with it, but I have one of the barcode cards, you know, the ones that came out in Arcane Rising, but they really haven't had any crazy misprint cards since then. I've seen a couple of off shifts and some crimps and stuff, right? But like when you think of Pokemon, you think of those ones that are like cut in half or like have the back upside down, or I haven't really seen many of those in the game of Flesh and Blood. And I don't know if that's just a quality control measure, a metric that's better. But collecting misprints, which I really like to do, it's really hard to find any good misprints in Flesh and Blood.
Yeah, I mean, there was certainly a lot back in, you know, with like WTR with, you know, like the Bravo and.
Oh yeah, I mean that's one of those. Mr. Drunk, Drunk Bravo.
I mean, Drunk Bravo, but then like you even think about like the like, I guess they're not really misprints, but they're a miss in quality assurance because in the Azalea armory deck, for instance, the Death Dealer that Azalea gets in the armory deck does not say that loading your arsenal is a May ability, when in Death Dealer it really is. It also, we have Lace with Blood Rot in the deck, but in the Azalea armory deck it says Lace with Blood Root instead of Blood Rot. And
I
so
remember
there's
things
like
like that. Yeah.
little tiny things that are just like slightly being missed, but it's not enough to be like that's a collectible, because like it's not like it's not anything insane, right? Like a barcode card that could be collectible, right? There's an entire
I went
if a
way
set,
too far out of my way to get one of
it's
those.
crazy. I
I
bet. I mean, they're rare to find. So
when I first heard about that thing, I went leaps and bounds. I said, "How much is it? What do you want to trade for it?" Like I was hunting those things down like mad. And I still to this day wish I could open a box to have, like, that would be the pinnacle of my collecting in Fab, would be to open one of those in a box myself.
right.
As dumb as that sounds, because it's.
I mean, what set was it only found in? Because you only really found it in one set, right? That was having
I
happen.
heard, so I know Arcane Rising is for sure, but I heard rumor there was one in, I think, Monarch, and I don't remember if it was non-foil or maybe it was a starter deck. I heard that there was at least one possible in a pre-constructed deck. I heard, but I don't have any way to really confirm that.
Okay.
But it is something that was kind of intriguing. So, yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Well, there really isn't any major news. It's kind of a dull week as far as, things coming. It's that calm before the storm, because I think we are going to be ramping up for.
It's gonna be spoiler season in about a couple weeks here. So
yeah, I don't know who. I think all the they're just doing the higher tier rarity this time.
Yeah. Although maybe they're doing some commons and rares, because I would imagine that they're still going to do their blitz deck things. And if that's the case, then we're obviously going to see what commons and rares.
That would be
that's
a good call. Decks. That's a good call.
But most of what we're looking at is Majestics and legendaries and stuff, and that is what they're looking to focus on for the spoilers given to people to spoil, right? So
sure. Well,
that's not until a couple weeks from now.
Yeah, so. And then the pre-release is really 30 days from now to the end of the month. Now, I mean, I guess it depends on your LGS, but like the 24th, 25th, 26th, or I think I've seen 30th, 31st, and 1st and 2nd, maybe somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah, sometimes if product gets delayed, they're allowed to do a pre-release a week after their initial pre-release weekend. So
yeah, I'm gonna go try and see if I can sign up for the one or two that I know are going to be around me and see what my options are, because outside of that, I'm not driving the 45 minutes.
No, go to any you can.
I think I think the box, the Blitz box, is going to be an interesting addition to stuff. That's something I was working on, is going through and making sure all the Blitz decks were sleeved up, so that I can find a way to randomize those, to basically say I want to play this hero against, like, roll 2 dice or randomize it in some capacity to try to have somebody go against somebody else. Granted, the little blocks of, like, in heavy hitters, right, the block of 6 really go good against each other. It almost, they work better seemingly with any heroes that are within their ecosystem from the same set.
Yes. Yeah, that's how I view them. Is I almost never will be like, yeah, you take your Monarch Prism Blitz deck and put it against my, Outsiders Azalea deck. Like, they're just two different deck creations, and I believe the Blitz decks are meant to go into the ones that come out in their set.
And even First Strike's really not set up to be, I think, a good. I don't want to say good enough. That's a bad way to word it, but I don't think it's really designed to go against another Blitz deck. I mean, it can.
I mean, at least they have Spell Void. So
well, that's true.
You can at least put it up against something else, but like that's kind of the thing with with the older decks, is that like if you're playing one of the HP 1 Blitz decks, it comes with a piece of Null Rune. But if you're playing an Uprising deck, it's not going to come with any of that. So like you're just going to kind of be like,
I
okay, do
remember
I get the
somebody saying Ira didn't have. I was trying to figure this out. I know there's Ira, the 2-player intro starter, or the I guess Ira welcome deck. But Ira does have, I believe, actually 2 different decks. There's one from Outsiders and also one from Around the Table, if I recall. Correct?
There's the one from Round the Table, but not one in Outsiders. She was not in Outsiders.
So it was Katsu that was in that one then.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Katsu and Benji were both in
Benji.
Outsiders.
It was Benji. That's why I was mixing those up. Yeah. That's why I want to get a printed list and just have a list where I can be like, oh, here we go. Let's do that.
Yeah, my brain has thrown out every piece of information I possibly could have ever kept from my childhood, and just went, no, you need to know what sets cards are from, because if you don't, you're just going to feel silly. Yeah. So that's on me.
Well, let's jam a game. I got a deck I threw together. We'll see how that turns out. I don't know what I need to do to make this work, so I'm gonna try and squeeze over my, I guess, somehow. What screen is it on? No, I guess I need that. Do I need that? Where's my... Oh, lordy, this is so backwards. Nope, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. Maybe it's on the screen already. Oh my gosh, there it is. I found it. I found it.
Found it.
I did it. All right, I need that. That's my deck. My deck's GUID. My GUID deck. And I guess I've covered your face up, so I'm just gonna, I guess, keep this. Unless you're starting to be silly to stream both of our games, I guess. So I'll just have my side up here. Boop boop. Format, it's going to be commoner, visibility, private, create game, and then invite to chat. Oh, no, I need to send invite, copy invite.
Yeah. What do I play into you?
You'll think.
I want to play a fun, silly deck. Okay. Oh boy. Alright. Well, that's good. Alright. So let me I'll share my screen here.
Boop, 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 boop. Boop,
I don't know
boop,
if you
boop.
have it able to record my screen, if that even matters.
I think if I can make this do what I want it to do, I'm going to do the fun.
Record your screen?
Yeah, so if I share,
then I'll just.
Well, I can get all 4 of us in it. I think I'm gonna attempt to find a way to do that real quick. So application Talishar, boop boop, yeah, and then I can play Talishar on this window, and then if you share yours, then it'll show, I think, everything. Then I can, I'm assuming, do something fun. I guess, I don't know. There's a, oh, I got a ta-da. Now I can do that. Yeah, look at that. I feel like I'm a content creator now. I figured it out, boys. Submit deck, because I don't have any changes in my equipment.
Yeah, I think
because you still have to have exactly 40 cards, I think, right?
Yes, yeah, you do have to have exactly 40.
Because I ended up making mine to where it's exactly 40. Well, it's 52, but I put the other cards I wanted in my maybe category, so it automatically put the 40 I asked for in. I think that's how that works.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm making one slight change, I think. I'm going to put maybe this. Yeah,
I actually thought about using a generic headpiece, but honestly, it's just...
So I don't know if you've ever gone against KO Berserker Run before?
The one arm, a little bit.
No, not the one arm.
Oh,
the other one.
Whatever you put. Oh, yeah, this is the one from Crucible War.
Yep.
Super fun.
So my whole goal is to roll a 5. My whole goal is to roll a 5 or a 6. If I do that, I'm in a pretty good spot.
We're gonna start off strong with a Kadachi. That's all I can do. I can just stab multiple times. But I keep forgetting that on here, it's, we got 20 life. So...
That is true.
Let's see here. I want to do this. Ka-chow.
Be like water.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you hit me with an attack action, I just die here. So we'll just...
Well, you die. What
Or
do you mean you
attack
just
reaction.
die?
If you have an attack reaction, I should say.
Why would you die?
Because then you get the full effect. You get to do a whole bunch of cool stuff.
But I
don't want you to do cool stuff turn 0.
But that's the way it works. Now I can do ka-chow and go ka-chow.
I think I'm gonna say no.
Chain link 333. I feel like Katsu is one of these characters that, like, I feel like I know what I'm doing, kind of, but I'm not really sure. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get as wide as I want to on this, but, like...
Well, you get to do some pretty nasty stuff in Commoner, let me tell you. Especially with Kodachis. Like, Kodachis get to do some pretty good stuff.
Well, because we're all going and drawing up, I might as well at least force the trade here.
5 combat chain link stuff. I think you threatened, what, 3, 6, 8, 10 damage on turn 0? Pretty good.
I mean, it's just clicking attack.
I just attack you. Okay, well, this is an interesting hand, is it not? I think I technically can do that.
Whoa. Oh, those are expensive. Yeesh, what kind of hand is this? This is junk.
I don't actually think I can do this in my hand here. This kind of sucks, actually. I am going to...
Bibbidi bobbidi boop.
I might just...
I didn't hit 3 or more times. That's why I can't do it. Got it. Ooh, we got a 5.
Okay. So the 5 here doesn't matter, and I don't know why it rolls that, because it's not... I'm not attacking with it. It's supposed to be anytime I play an attack action card with 6 or more base power. So I guess technically I did play it, so it should do it, but it's not actually going to matter.
Talishar's a little bit weird.
I am going to do this. I'm going to hope I get a 6.
Make an agility, you got a 4. You're coming in for what, 3?
For 3. Yep, I rolled a 4, so it gets cut in half.
Then we'll just see if we can do that.
All right.
He's
going to tell me he got a scar for a scar in his hand.
We're going to try. So what we're going to do is we're going to kaboom into a kaboom. Because why not?
Okay. Luckily, these don't matter for your abilities, so I'll just take damage.
Oops, did I end my turn? Ruh-roh. One too many clicks.
You.
Sorry. Pass to go back. And now I can do my next one. Alright, so now I'm going to do... I got Dos Amigos. We want to do... Crazy Town. We'll do this.
Leg tap. That's really good.
We're going to tippity tap. The leg of the tap. Tippity tap. Oh. Now, does that have... It does have go again, so I still have go again, right? Just making sure.
Yep.
Where's my...
Yep.
Where does it keep track of that on here? Does it actually say anywhere I have?
So that little like arrow into arrow Ouroboros thing on top of leg tap, that's what tells you that it has go again.
Gotcha. All right, so now
so that whenever that resolves, you'll get that action point back, and you can do something else here.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, that's good. I don't know.
Okay.
It's funny because this whole deck just kind of relies on can I be good?
Well, we're going to.
Oh God, Searching Strike. Ooh. Well, then you probably have a Whelming Gust Wave, and if you do, that's going to be real sad for me. Oh God. Ugh. I don't like this.
Did I? I didn't hit 3 times on the other. I didn't hit any, did I, on the last one, or only one?
No.
Yeah.
No. You only hit with the 2 Kadachis, I believe. I see no blocks.
Use Katsu's ability. Yes. So the last card I played was Leg Tab, right?
A Surging Strike.
Is that what's on the chain right now?
Yep.
Oh, where'd my chain go? Oh God.
Did you break the chain? Hit you. Go back.
Ooh. Yes, I want to take Surging. And oh, why is it saying pitch? No. Oh, I thought I was using his ability. Oh well. Okay.
So you have to discard a 0-cost card to
Oh, because it's only
to
2.
use his ability.
Then I can't do that. So, tis okay. I will Urshinal and Ondio.
Okay, let's see what we can do here. Let's see if we get lucky. I'm going to play Bonebreaker Bellow. I'm going to beat Chest by
Discarding,
getting rid of
cut
that
down to size.
And then I'm going to swing this at you.
Ooh.
I got a 5. So it's coming in for 19.
I don't think there's a way for me to survive. I mean, how the hell?
Woo, yeah, roll a 5. That's what I'm talking about. It got a +1 from the Might token. It got +4 from the Bonebreaker Bellow, so +5. And if I rolled a 4, this would have come in for 4 + 5, so at least 9. But I intimidated a card from your hand because I played Smash Instinct, and then I ended up rolling a 5, so it went from 7 to 14, and then added 5 to it, being 19. You could block this out. You're at 17 life.
I know, but I'm trying to think of what my options are here. I need that for those. I need that.
I want all the Brute players to know that this is not normal.
Surging Strike was the last one, so that's a 2, which means that's a 3. I only have 1, so we can definitely do that, which means I'm at 18 taking. 16 taking. That's a 0 block. But I need that.
I think I might play this deck at our commoner event on Saturday.
I'm gonna see what happens. I'm going living a dangerous life here.
Okay. Well, live a dangerous life you will.
We're gonna see if I can yeet back. Okay. We're gonna how can I do this? I need to I got Dos Amigos here. So we're going to in order to turn those on, I have to do that. And I don't even have an LT, so we're going to go we really need to go we're going to play that, and we're going to pitch that.
Okay, for 3. So he can go search for something, possibly go pretty wide here. I don't know if I want to give up, like, everything here, but I don't know. It might be important that I do that.
I mean, my choices in the last attack were pretty limited, my friend. It was there was only so much angst that could happen there.
No, absolutely. I guess I'm just like trying to make sure to see whether or not you can get like a big combo off, because
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. So I have a Surging Strike. So let's take that, and so okay.
yeah, because if you can present
This makes the most sense. So
sending Gust Wave, there you go. So that'll come in for 5. Go again.
That's coming in for, yeah.
Now see, he's got 1 float here, so theoretically, if he's got a Razor Reflex in hand, I'd die to that. So I'm gonna block 1, in the assumption that actually I'm gonna block 2, just to prevent a little bit more damage.
I'm gonna break that.
He's gonna give it +1. Okay. At 4 life.
All right. So now the combat chain is still here, and we have the last thing is Descendant Gust Wave, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're at 4.
I'm at 4.
4 cards, and you have a 1 block on your chest and a 1 block on your.
I can't block with either of those equipment. They don't have.
Oh, they're broken. I see. Right.
Yeah, they're not broken, but they have Battle Worn, so that's all they can block for. Is
so how many times have I hit this turn? Is there a tracker for that?
2 times you've hit.
So we're going to try here.
That's pretty good. So, whoa, well, actually, that's pretty good news here. He's trying to arsenal that card, maybe. So, what I'm seeing here is that you're coming in with Kodachi, and this Kodachi does not have Go Again. I'm not sure if that is important to you.
Maybe.
And I'm, okay, well then I will, Well, if it doesn't have Go Again, I'm probably not gonna, well, see again, you can't Razor Reflex, you don't have another thing. So, I'm gonna say, I think it's just gonna make you have it, because I pretty much kill you this turn if you can't do anything here.
So, if I understand right, because I think I read Snapdragons wrong, I can't Snapdragon that, can I?
Correct, yeah, you can't Snapdragons a weapon attack. Okay, so you're gonna draw a card, but then his turn's over. Okay. Give good, well, there's probably like a D-React or something in there. Alright, well, we're gonna also gamble. Bump-a-da-bump. Ba-da-da-da-da. Oh, dang, dude, we're so good at this game. We're so good at this game.
There's nothing I can do.
Shit.
There's nothing I can do.
We're so fucking good at this game. So I'm going to start with lead with speed, and then I'm going to start with lead with power, and then I'm going to...
If this is more than 11, I'm dead. Right? I can't do any. I can't do anything more than 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11.
I'm going to use the ability on this one too.
Anything more than that?
It's 11 exactly.
I don't think I can. Even if I full send block, I don't think there's a way. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't see that because this blocks for 0.
Exact.
I mean,
yeah, that blocks for 0.
Throw it on there. Good game.
Good game. What did you have in Arsenal?
It was a Whelming Gust Wave because I was in my head. I guess I thought I could use Snapdragons to give my Kodachi Go Again, and I was hoping to be able to bust that draw a card, use that card to pitch to come in for another like ping of some sort.
Oh, dude, you definitely should have played. You should have played. Because you got the Descendant Gust Wave from Katsu's ability, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I definitely would have probably. I would have Surging Striked into Whelming Gust Wave.
But you threatened 33 freaking damage compared to my threatened 21. Like, come on.
But my damage was threatened off of luck.
16.
I literally have a 33% chance to do that ever.
Oh, I
and I'm very, 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 very happy it ended up turning out. That's just like one of those. That's what I like about this deck is like at a 33% chance I could make any of my cards come in for an obscene amount of damage.
I didn't see either of my Razor Reflexes in this.
I knew you were running them too. There's no way you weren't. I was like, this is definitely just like your purest ninja in any way.
I just really wanted to get good at the combo thing because now that there's a Dishonor option, I want to really understand that so that I can be really good with the Dishonor line.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, like the Dishonor line is pretty much going to be. I mean, you're in the same mindset effectively. It's come in with like a Surging Strike or a Descending. You could even just start with the Descending Gust Wave, and then you can play like Retrace the Past, name it Bonds of Ancestry, and then if either of those hit, you just make sure to discard a 6 to get Dishonor to your hand, and then just like continue doing your whole turn. So, pretty nasty stuff, but good game, dude. You want to run another one?
Sure. Why not?
I can choose a new hero.
How do we reset?
I just hit main menu, so I end up going back, and then I'm going to choose another hero.
Revert to start. Allow. No. So do I just?
If you hit main menu and then you just start a new game.
Where is main menu on this? I guess I'm not really. Just see settings, pass, priority.
Let me see your screen.
I can just go Talishar. How about that?
Yeah, if you hit the eye icon on the thing, not that one, the other, the one in the middle. Sorry, you see where it says Game Over Summary?
Yeah.
Yeah. So go to the right. There's an eye right there.
Ah, it's within that. Got it.
Yeah. What do I want to play? What should I try? We can try this.
Commoner.
This will be funny. All right. Yeah. Go on. Send me that link.
Oops, that's the wrong Discord chat. LOL.
Alright.
Ooh, against my arch enemy.
That's right. I'll give you a deck you probably know a lot about, so...
Go fast!
I think I'm going to go second here. Boop, 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 boop.
I mean, you could basically play these various heroes into each other so much that, you know, there's not really a rhyme or reason as to what happens. Ooh, a plasma barrel shot, huh?
Yep, that's right.
That's an interesting build. You got Evos in here with the Teklo base, maybe? You got a hyperdriver.
Wouldn't that be something?
You got a hyperdriver in here. Well, you can't mech in Commoner, can you? No. Okie dokie, so...
Battleworn 2 on Dash is pretty good.
That is that's valid. Let's let's poke the bear.
Bear poked. I don't know that I care enough. Kodachis I don't really care. That's the thing in Dekatsu, is Kodachis aren't like as terrifying. It's when you start throwing attack actions and you're able to do stuff. Oh, you might want to back out. I think you moved to your end step too quick. If you hit U.
No, I think I'm good.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well then, I'll go ahead. How do I start this turn off here? Let's do this. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this. We're going to boost. 0 to 60.
Big Bertha. Alright. Got a 3 coming at me.
Yep.
Surging leg. Well, let's, we don't have it. So, we need that. This is coming in for 3.
Yep. Okay. Dang, 2 red, both my red 0 to 60s on the top of my deck. That is the worst thing that could ever have possibly happened.
Why?
That's insane.
Oh, man. Trying to keep the peace. It's not working.
Oh, thank God, a crankshaft. All right, sick. Nice.
I probably shouldn't have done that, but I want
Good damage. Good damage.
I can't get this crankshaft off the middle of my screen. Oh, now it's gone. Got it. Alright, I fixed it.
Fixed
there we
it.
go.
I don't think that you can present enough damage here to be kind of crazy about it, but oh, frick, that sucks. Okay, never mind. Guess I will take 4 here.
That was my only haha moment, and then I guess
that's a pretty good aha. Okay. One other Katachi. Alright. Let's see how good your deck blocks. We're gonna do this thing again.
I mean,
and then
it doesn't block.
we
That's
are going
kind of
to
the problem
do
with Ninja.
this. We got another crankshaft off the top, so I get another counter on my hyperdriver. Permanent driver.
Yeah, it's not good for me, man.
Some would say my hands are gas.
Probably. Oh, what shall we do? The only thing I have is a single 1-block defense, and I need a S strike for that to work, so that ain't gonna fly.
Did you build this deck yourself, or did you find it?
I found a little bit of somebody who had started an idea, and it wasn't even like 30 cards. And then I was like, that's not even enough. So I was like, okay, I'm going to flesh this out and see what I can do. And this is kind of what I came up with. So
Nice.
I would imagine that it's probably not tuned enough to really...
I mean, Commoner's a pretty net-decked format. I mean, it's pretty simplistic as far as these are concerned. All right. That means we get a thing back.
I got rid of my 4 attack, which sucks, but I can't keep taking
not
damage.
my red payload.
But
I'm boosting all my good cards. How do you do this? How do you play this hero? Boost all my good things.
I just ignore everything I boost. I am stuck, man. I guess I have to do that. I mean, I'm trying to not like overextend, but like you're so wide that I can't not.
Yeah,
Lost
it's definitely difficult in Katsu because a lot of the cards that you're running in there, because like
are
Ira at
subpar
least is
blocking.
yeah, Ira's at least running like a whole bunch of D reacts and stuff and like all this other
Well,
stuff,
I
but
had I had Sync Belows and I had Fate for Scenes, and I opted to take them out because I wanted to be a more aggressive deck. But in this
mhm.
scenario, I mean,
Yeah, he can certainly be aggressive, but I think that's like especially I mean Dash is like the premier aggro deck I
I
think
mean
into the
this is all I can do, right? I mean, I've emptied my entire hand and I'm still down to 4, and my
mhm.
entire turn now is just going to be lift and shift. I,
Well, at least my hand kind of sucks. I guess it doesn't suck that bad. It could be
but again, looking
worse.
at my hand options here, you've won this turn. I pretty much guarantee you've won this turn, but I'll tell you why after you've done your attacks.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm
Be-
going in for a close here.
because math is my friend, and at this point, I don't think there's a way. Yeah, you got a boom grenade. There's nothing I can do to stop this. I have a
7,
grand
go
I have a
again.
grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that
Yeah,
that
the
is
fact you have to throw your whole hand is kind of rough there.
the only other block I will have is another 2. So if you do 6 damage total, which the boom grenade's already going to do, because I'm going to leak 1 damage and you're going to do 4, so I am dead. Any go again will kill me, because that will hit for 5. The boom grenade's going to do an additional 4, and I should be at negative.
Yep. Pink.
Yeah.
Damage.
And I mean,
Yeah,
I blocked it a shite ton. Like,
yeah, Dash is kind of crazy. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. The thing with Commoner, and
threatened
this is something that
45
like
damage, by the way. You did 45 damage compared to I only threatened 5 damage. That should tell you that.
Dash is good. Dash is really good. But like again, right? This is another perfect example of somebody who's not familiar with the Commoner format going against somebody who is familiar with the Commoner format, in which like blocking, being like near mid range is like pretty much the most rewarding thing, because you have to run things like D-Reacts in Commoner or you just die. Like, it is so incredibly rough to not be able to do that. And especially, I mean, like, into heroes like Dash, the other thing with just like Commoner in general is that you can't expect every hero to do good into any other hero. Like, some heroes are just genuinely better.
Oh,
Which
sure.
is just like
Well, and
crazy.
I love Dash, but I also feel like I want to, like I said, I want to focus on the ninja class a little bit, so I want to learn more of the Katsu stuff. But I'll tell
I
you,
mean, you were right on the money for how it works. I mean, like, a
the
lot of it
combo
is.
line, man, that's a complicated beast.
Yeah, I think the good thing about Katsu, at least, like with the combo line, is I feel like when a lot of people play Katsu, they assume they're just going to naturally get the combo line.
Now, can't I use Pummel in this too, which is really weird, because I mean, it says target attack action with 2 or greater gains +4. So in reality, I could use that in combination for like a stupid turn where you're coming in with a probably a whelming, no, not a whelming gustblade. What would that be?
You'd have to come in with a surging strike. It's your only 2 costs in the deck.
So that would be, I mean, there's a full grip of 6 of those, so I could theoretically build a turn where I have to have 4 to punch, but it may not really work. That's why I kind of got rid of that as an option, because even with the red coming in for 5, pumping a +4, so that's 9, it's going to cost me at least 4 to do. So if that's 2 cards, I have to have the red, and 2 blues. But if I have a 0, then I could at least do a Razor Reflex, because I think there's a way to do a Razor Reflex. So if my hand is again, this is like a weird god hand kind of a thing, but if you have a red Surging Strike, a Razor Reflex, a Pummel, and a blue card, I think you can pull that off. No, you can't. You have to have 2 blues.
Yeah.
Or actually, you'd pop your you could pop Snapdragon to play the Surging for free. So snap.
Yeah, the hardened cross strap. You mean?
Oh,
You'd
I'm
play
sorry.
hardened
Yeah,
cross
the
strap.
hardened cross
Play for
strap.
free. Uh-huh.
Get the surging for free. That would be a 5.
Yep.
Theoretically, then you would.
Pay 2 in a blue to play into a pummel,
Yep.
and then 9, right? Assuming, and then you can swing. You can pay 1 to swing Kadachi, and then pay another. If you have
Well,
another blue in hand or yellow in hand, you
couldn't you
can then
just
pitch
raise
that
a?
to
Well,
Razor
I'm saying,
Reflex.
couldn't you raise a reflex the same surging
No,
strike?
Razor Reflex only gives +3 to target attack action card with cost 1 or less.
Oh, that's right,
So
because I can't
because
mix
Surging
the
Strike,
two.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
never
Surging
mind.
Strike is 2, it wouldn't take it there. And but the other thing too is, and don't get me wrong, right? From the concept of what Commoner is, playing Pummel on Surging Strike is like the wackiest thing, and
Oh,
like it
sure.
could work
And
because
people wouldn't
nobody's
expect it in a.
expecting it,
Yeah,
right?
I kind of want to play
But
Jank. Like, that's one of the other fun things about it.
dude, like you know about the Dumpster Dive archives, right?
I've watched several of those from the
Yeah.
YouTubes. Yep.
So like, well, they're the articles for Flesh and Blood where Kasharn does a whole bunch of the stuff and talks about some of the really weird jank commoner decks that exist out of just like pure hilarity,
Mhm.
and like that. Those are fun things to play. So there's certainly things you can do. There's like Moonwish, Sunkiss, Kano,
Oh yeah.
and
I
what
like the
else?
combo cards that go into stuff like you said, Moonwish, Sunwish, or Moonwish, Sunkiss is a
Yep.
line of cards. I mean, you can't do the Minnowism belittle thing because that's been taken away. But like,
Well, you can do Minnowism. You can't do Belittle though.
yeah,
But even still, I mean, like, if there's ever like heroes in which you're just like, yeah, I think I might like want to try these out. Like, it's not too bad to do them in Commoner, although some of them are just like, it's hard to play them in Commoner and be like, this is exactly how I would expect that hero to run, because on Katsu you can do the thing where you discard a 0 cost card, get a card from your deck, play the card that follows up that combo, and then come in for additional attacks if you have them.
and there's
But
a million ways to build each of these too. Like, I mean, if I didn't go with the full combo style, I could have done a lot more. I mean, the Crouching Tiger thing, like I've
right,
seen a lot of those. Like that was another
hmm
option.
yeah, there's definitely a lot of value. Ira's like Ira's certainly just like the best because she's able to just make that +1 on any one of her things. And so, like, she makes her 3s into 4 breakpoints. She makes her,
Well, and it
Kadachi's
seems
come in for 3 instead for 2.
breakpoints are really where it's going to be at, right? And the fact that most of the ninja cards block for 2 really just means that I better put all gas to gas because I'm not really going to be doing much
Yeah,
efficient blocking.
most of the cards that are blues in a ninja deck that you're playing Kadachi's should also block for 3. So you can play things like 1-2 punch is another one, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
obviously you can follow that up with a head jab if you happen to play head jab, but 1-2 punch is just like significantly good because it's a 3 block and it's a blue 0 cost, so it does the good things for Kadachi's. Another one, obviously, being Rising Knee Thrust blue is another one that's 3 cost 0 blue that you can utilize for those. You have I'm losing the rest of them. Hold on.
It was a toss up, by the way, between what I built and I was looking at Max, but I think Max is he Living Legend in this
In
commoner?
Commoner? No, there's no Living Legend system in Commoner.
Okay.
So you're able to do whatever the hell you want for. The only thing is
Victor
that
would be fun too. Although Tekla-Bosson, does Tekla-Bosson even really work in Commoner? Because I don't think there's a lot of almost all of the stuff is not really plausible for him unless they release a bunch of common ones, right? Can you? I mean, seriously, can you?
You can certainly make it happen, but at the end of the day, all of the good Evo upgrade attacks are all in rare. Or, well, the ones that you can use that are lower rarity are in rare, and none are in common. So Tekla-Bosson really is just kind of like, there's not a place for him in Commoner quite yet, but there's enough like Evo equipment to be
Well, yeah, I mean,
To have
there's Evo Sentry Base. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's just there's no Evo upgrade. Is that because you're talking the Evo upgrade cards?
correct, yeah, the attacks that care about how many Evos you have equipped, like nothing in common or cares about that, and so because that's the case, it's just like hard to do.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to build one of him. So.
But I do have to get going here, so I'm
Yep,
gonna
I was gonna
probably
say
get ready to get on air.
we're good. We're right at about an hour. It's a nice solid fun time.
Nice,
So, well, thanks
nice.
for hanging out. Thanks for playing those games. I appreciate it. I got
Yeah.
my fixins for playing. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, man, like I can send you the dash list I had. Like dash is super fun. I can send you. I have a Benji list that I think you'd find really really fun if you're trying to do like fun ninja shenanigans.
And it plays
Um,
very different when you play against an actual deck, which maybe means I need to probably get two PCs so I can play against. I know you can play against the Data Doll, but it's very different when you're playing against that beat up the Data Doll thing versus if you had two clients. So I wonder if I can
play on Felt Table. Felt Table is an AI that you can play against that is like fairly good. So Felt
Okay.
Table's not a bad one either. But I mean, you can also just like pop into the Commoner queue and just hang out. There's a ton of people who are trying out Commoner and playing stuff around there. And so if you're just like, yeah, I've got 15 minutes to kill. Let me see if I can jam a game on there.
This is why I like Blitz. I love, like I said, I really like Commoner and I like UPF because the games can go fat. We played 2 full games in the time it basically took us to play, the 1 CC.
Yep.
So.
Yep. So it's perfect. But yeah, no, anytime, man. I'm always making Commoner stuff. So.
Hasta luego, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.